Welcome to episode 20 of the LorainCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Skimmon, and today we're talking with Cindy Andrews, President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Lorain County. Join us as Cindy talks about the Foundation's mission to connect people who care with causes that matter. Cindy discusses the Foundation's work, including their signature event, Connect to a Cause, which has raised over $1 million for local nonprofits. Cindy also discusses the benefits of the Community Foundation for donors and the broader community, including engagement initiatives, scholarships, and strategic collaborations. Additionally, Cindy shares her professional background with IBM and her love of rescue dogs. I've had a long and positive history with the Community Foundation. After graduating high school, I was fortunate enough to receive one of their scholarships. My first professional interview after graduate school was with Carol Simonetti, the executive director at the Community Foundation at the time. When my brother and I started Emerge, one of the first people we talked with was Brian Frederick, who at the time ran his own computer consulting business and would later become the Foundation's executive director. Over the past few years, we've been a proud supporter of the Connect for a Cause initiative. Most recently, we've partnered with the Community Foundation and Leadership Lorain County to develop VolunteerConnect, a centralized platform that enables Lorain County residents to explore volunteer opportunities from local nonprofits. This project has greatly benefited from the guidance and input provided by Cindy Andrews and the entire Foundation team. From endowments at local schools, collaborating with other foundations, supporting nonprofits throughout the community, and engaging residents on the issues that matter to them, the Community Foundation of Lorain County plays a critical role in our community. Here is my conversation with Cindy Andrews.
Cindy Andrews, President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Lorain County.
Welcome, Cindy. Thanks for joining us and sharing your insights. Could you provide an overview of Community Foundation of Lorain County?
Absolutely. Delighted to talk about our work, and our tagline is connecting people who care with causes that matter. And for me personally and professionally, it does not get any better than that. We're all really blessed to live in Lorain County, which is made up of 34 different communities. And yet we have a staff of 12, and our staff, we all live, work, and play here. I believe the Community Foundation of Lorain County really has a sense of the pulse of what's going on in the community, and then matching those causes with people who are interested in maybe getting involved at a different level.
Could you talk about the services that Community Foundation provides for local nonprofit organizations and the benefits they receive?
One of the signature events for us is an event called Connect to a Cause. And that is in September. And thanks to you and LorainCounty.com, I know you've been a business champion for the last 3 years since the beginning of the event. Connect to a Cause is a day where we bring the best of our staff, that back office, that marketing, development opportunities to the nonprofits so they can get their arms around promoting an event that is all about giving in Lorain County. And so we've raised over $1 million. Over 90 nonprofits have participated. And it really is a chance to tell the good news about so many nonprofits here in our community. And I think this whole database that you helped us connect with Leadership Lorain, VolunteerConnect, is an opportunity for folks in our community to sign up, likewise nonprofits to sign up, and really request volunteers. Within our community, we have over 300,000 residents, but I like to suggest that everyone would like to do maybe something, and they're not sure how to get started. And through that VolunteerConnect database, they'll be able to say, hey, I'd like to volunteer with my grandkids, or I'd like to volunteer on a Saturday. And nonprofits can then put their request out there. And again, the back office is there. And so thanks to you and your team for really allowing us to be able to do this.
Thank you. Could you talk about the services that Community Foundation provides for donors and the benefits that they receive?
We are an organization that's been around 40 plus years. Next year, we'll celebrate our 45th anniversary. And again, I go back to connecting people who care with causes that matter. And so I think the business community who might be involved in Lorain County, or maybe they're headquartered somewhere else, but have a physical presence here, and they want to find ways to support their local nonprofits. And rather than just put a name on a shirt or sponsor an event, why not work with your community foundation to get a sense of something that you're really passionate about, but then talk with Jamie Simenow, our impact officer, to talk about who is doing what work in that space. And then maybe you're able to support an organization or strengthen an organization or learn about an organization that you did not know anything about. And then likewise, Laura Malone, our development officer, she helps families, businesses tailor estate plans, donor advised funds, scholarship funds, opportunities to, again, tailor down to the specific needs and requests. I know we had a business that was in the process of being sold, and the business owner came to us and said, I'd really like to make the Community Foundation a part of this because I have this particular nonprofit that I want to support. And yet I'm selling my business and now I'm leaving Ohio, but I'd like to continue that legacy.
Beyond just the nonprofits and the donors, how does the community benefit from the work that you do?
I think the latest opportunity we had was with our community engagement work. I've been here 7 years now. When I arrived, we had this thing called One Lorain County, and it was all about connecting with our neighborhoods. And so now we have community engagement as part of our board, part of our committee work, and we're actually out in the communities. We host these events in Elyria, in Lorain, and starting in July in Oberlin, where community members can come to the session. We don't show up with an agenda. The agenda is based on who's in the room because the people that are in the room are the right people in the room and they have a topic that they want to talk about. And so we help through a facilitated process to really bring our neighbors, our neighborhoods. Likewise, our youth fund, connecting with youth in our community. We have 4 affiliate funds, our Women's Fund, our Youth Fund, our African American Fund, and our Hispanic Fund, all looking at the work within our communities and supporting that work. And then the last thing I'll share, Ed, is our county commissioners are in the process of doing some strategic planning for the county. And we thought it was really important that our neighbors got to participate in that process. And we participated in an RFP process to really bring the community to that. And so thanks to our staff, we were able to hold listening sessions at the libraries.
What is something people don't normally know about Community Foundation that you would like them to know?
I would offer the fact that we've been around 40 plus years and that community foundations in general do this work across the country and globally. And there's a national standards organization that we abide to. Our investment policy suggests how we invest our funds. And so it's that collective pool of resources. Funds here are pooled with $150 million plus of other funds. It really is the strength of community foundations, just a great opportunity to continue to look at what's working in Lorain County, what is the impact that we're having, and how do we connect that back to our donors? And we share that on an annual basis through our annual meeting. So we're very public about the information, about our processes. We're always looking for volunteers. We talk about the Volunteer Connect. It's not always dollars that people have time to contribute, but they might want to physically volunteer. And all of that information, Ed, is on our website, peoplewhocare.org.
How do you measure success at Community Foundation? What metrics do you use to know that you're having the impact you hope to have?
For years, Community Foundation would introduce themselves as, I'm Cindy Andrews. I'm the president and CEO of the Community Foundation of Lorain County. We have over $150 million in assets and over 700 funds, period. Back to your question, that doesn't really talk about the impact that we're having. And so I like to think about aligning our opportunities around the first quarter, health and human services. What are the challenges that Second Harvest is going through? And it's a shout out to Julie and her team. We're supporting the Harvest for Hunger campaign as we do every year, but this year the Community Foundation was asked to chair that event. And again, back to Julie and the impact that she's had as a regional organization, then supporting those food pantries across Lorain County. How do we also support those food pantries, but how do we work with Julie to make sure that she has everything that she needs to do that work? Likewise, with our Lorain Metropolitan Housing, we're involved in the steering committee to make sure that our community members, too, are engaged in that process. And the second area would be education and youth, and that's our second quarter grant cycle. I went to a large urban high school, and we know we have 14 public school districts here who all have unique challenges. How can we as a community continue to support those? And we're not going to see those success measures overnight, Ed, but through the course of the next several years, how can we continue to move the needle and support more and more of our community members?
Let's switch over and talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
What is your background and what led you to Community Foundation of Lorain County?
As we started this, we were talking about the value proposition of the Community Foundation, and I was really fortunate to attend the Philadelphia Public Schools, and I went to one of those other Big Ten institutions. I'm a graduate of the Pennsylvania State University, but I started working at IBM right after getting my graduate degree. And the thing that I loved about IBM was connecting IBMers at the time with our community. And so we had an office of 400 IBMers here in Northeast Ohio, and I got to bring IBMers together and talk about the needs in the community and how do we as a corporation support those. And so fast forward, I spent 26 years at IBM, loved every minute of it. And yet here was this opportunity to do that same work, but to do it on behalf of a community foundation. I know when we talk to folks, whether it's the small, medium-sized business or the larger corporate organizations here in Lorain County, how do we continue to find ways to help their employees engage?
In the time that you've been with Community Foundation, what are you most proud of accomplishing?
I would have to go back to our community engagement model. We can show up in almost any community, and we've done some work there. We've supported nonprofits there. And again, the staff here is the most dedicated staff. I feel honored to work with them. We joke that most staffs might meet on Monday to map out the week. And we do that on Mondays, but we also do it on Thursdays because our work doesn't end on Friday. We have events going on through the course of the weekend, and we're really excited to support those. We're 12 people strong, but we're Lorain County strong. We all live, work, and play in Lorain County, and I think that makes a difference in our focus.
Going forward, what are your personal goals and what would you still like to accomplish?
I think of the youth in our community and how do we continue to find ways to support our youth. I have a picture of our strategic plan up here on the wall, and one of the things, the word that we've used is to reimagine some of our work. We just finished our scholarship cycle, and thanks to donors over the last 40 years, we were able to distribute over $500,000 in scholarships. But how great would it be if every student had the chance, not just to go to college, but to go to one of the service academies? We had 4 youth from Lorain County accept awards to service academies this year. What if we had more of those opportunities? We have a great JVS down the street. What if we had more opportunities for our kids to join, participate at the JVS? We have this great union hall across the street. What if we could do more with folks from our union and our trades? And I think, again, there's an opportunity for all of our youth, but until we are able to present those opportunities, sometimes it's hard for some folks to decide what they want to do when they grow up. And so how do we continue to find ways to engage on all different levels?
Outside of work, what are your hobbies and interests and how do they recharge you?
Oh my gosh. When we were talking about Friendship APL, I have to say Greg and his staff do a wonderful job. I have had a number of rescue dogs over the years, and so our dogs keep us grounded. My husband and I are really blessed to have 2 adult-age children, and so love the fact that we get to travel. And my husband's parents are here locally. We get to support multiple generations within our community. I think that really provides a rich lifestyle.
Finally, where can people get additional information on Community Foundation?
I tell folks we're right on 58, and if their car's in the parking lot, you're welcome to stop in for coffee. And I would also add that whether it's your Rotary, whether it's your small or medium-sized business who's interested in learning more about the community, we have 2 brand new hires who put together a history presentation of the Community Foundation. We would welcome the opportunity to come out and share that information. But we're always listening in because our audience, our community members know best about what's happening in their community. And so we would welcome the phone call. We would welcome the email, and all that information's on our website, peoplewhocare.org.
Thank you, Cindy, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the LorainCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. We hope you found this conversation informative and that it provided some ideas that will help your business continue to grow. Please follow us on your favorite podcast platform to hear each episode where we shine a spotlight on local resources that will boost your business. And we want to hear from you. Email ed@loraincounty.com to share your feedback and topic ideas.